What's going on, guys? Today, me and...
Hey guys, Charriii5 here.
We are going to talk a little bit about Sonic Forces and the fact that DeviantArt has officially come to life.
Oh
Hallelujah. My God. Dude, like, what's your first impressions, man, about this? This is insane. Like, oh my God.
Like, I'd seen some people talk about, like, this being a possibility, because, like, for a while now, they'd said, and, like, they'd kind of revealed that there was going to be a third character, and, like, honestly, nobody had an idea as to what it could be. A lot of people were like, oh, maybe it's going to be Dreamcast Sonic. That doesn't make any sense, but, you know, a lot of people didn't really know what to think. Like, who could this third character be? Could it be maybe Sonic Boom Sonic, who's, like, not even supposed to be a part of the same universe or whatever?
You know, I was really all about Bubsy. If they brought in Bubsy, that would have been so great.
Dude, I was so confused when people were like, it's gonna be Bubsy. Like, did you know Bubsy's in the new Sonic Forces trailer? I'm like, what are people talking about? And then, like, I saw the silhouette, and I was like, okay, I can't deny that does look like Bubsy, but... that doesn't make sense. Like, why? And seeing the new trailer, I was a little surprised. You know, like, okay, this is kind of a bold choice, but you know what? I guess they're listening to the fans in a matter of speaking.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's weird. I don't know how many people have picked up on this. The trailer only shows off one type of animal you can play as. You can actually play as seven different types of animals, which is just insane. So it's kind of like seven different types of characters. I just wanted to real quick go through. So there's the wolf, who is the most common seen in the trailer. The wolf's special ability, I guess, so to speak, is he draws in rings when near them, and we saw a clip of this in the actual trailer.
That's what that was. Okay.
Yeah, yep. There's also the rabbit, who has a longer invincibility time after receiving damage. There's also a cat, which keeps one ring after being hit, which is, you know, just really quick, gonna talk about that feature. So the cat can get hit but always has one ring. Does that mean it's, like, completely invincible?
Probably not. I feel like, I mean, I guess a little bit of disclosure. I didn't know any about any of these details. NB sent them to me, and I'm looking at them right now, and that's actually pretty cool. Like, a lot of these, like, unique character traits I didn't know about. Like, I saw the whole, like, drawing rings when near them thing from the wolf, and I was like, wait, is that, like, a new thing specific to these characters, or, like, what's going on? I didn't know that they each animal had different attributes. This is pretty cool. I guess, like, the cat, like, I don't think you'd be, like, invincible. Like, if you have one ring and then get hit again. I think it's more like a 3-hit kind of thing.
Possibly, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
say
it just
you have,
seems
like...
weird.
Yeah,
like,
it is a little weird. I think they're keeping in with the whole, like, oh, cats can have 9 lives kind of thing.
I didn't even think about that. That's actually really clever. Let's just real quick go through the rest of the animals. There's also going to be a dog character. So when you lose a life with a dog, you end up with 5 rings instead of 0 at the beginning. There's also a bear, which can blow away enemies with a homing attack.
A bear? I want to see that.
I know, I want to. Well, there's actually screenshots of every character. The bird flies higher, as you'd expect. It has a double jump. And there's a hedgehog character, which collects rings when getting damage. That's what the details say.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know what that means, but...
Does that mean, like, no other character can do that, then?
I really don't know. I mean, all we have are, like, we have the trailer and we have, like, one screenshot of these different types of animals, so it's really hard to tell exactly what these details mean, but just looking at these attributes that all these characters have, it's interesting to see that none of them really sound like anything that's going to really change the gameplay. It really just changes a small... I don't know how to describe it. It's such a small little tweak to each character, which I really appreciate. Like, I'm glad it's not something like, you know, the Werehog in Sonic Unleashed, where the game drastically slows down. It looks like Sonic Team is really going all in here, and they're trying to keep the game fast-paced, but since there's so many different types of characters now, you know, they'll all play a little bit differently, but regardless, you're going to have relatively the same experience throughout the entire game.
Yeah, that's totally true. And you know what? I think that, like, what you said was most important. I hadn't even really considered that. The fact that I think most of these changes or attributes to every, like, single animal is so that, like, they won't have to sacrifice high-speed gaming in it, you know? Like, if they had made anything drastic, like, oh, this one's, like, heavier, but it's also slow, like, he's more powerful, but he's slower. It's like, that probably would have ruined a lot of, like, what the gameplay's supposed to be.
Exactly. Yeah. And what's interesting is that's not the only thing they're doing to help keep the game fast. This third, I guess we'll call him OC, the original character. So there's some abilities that they can use. One of the coolest things that they have now is a grappling hook, which you can use to quickly traverse through zones. And I absolutely love this. I cannot wait to be able to grapple hook onto certain things and be able to swing around. I think that's an awesome feature to include. And there's also Wispins, which aren't the same as Wisps. They're apparently evolutions of the color powers from Sonic Colors. They're supposed to double as offensive abilities and allow you to travel through levels quickly. So I'm sure there's going to be multiple types of Wispins, but this is honestly really, really interesting. So we have classic Sonic, we have modern Sonic, and this OC character really is going to feel like a much different experience in terms of the gameplay.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, like when you when I saw the word Wispins, I was like, they're called Wisps. Like, did you just like make a mistake there? But it's good that you mentioned that it's an evolution of the Wisps, because that's actually really, really interesting. And you're right. Like I want to know how this OC, the original character, like stands out in like the story of Sonic Forces, because like I don't know if details of that have been revealed at all, but like it really makes me curious as to how they're going to explain it in a story perspective. Like gameplay wise, yeah, it looks really, really fun, really interesting. And you're right, like the grappling hook does look really fun to use. Like I wasn't really sure about it at first, but then because I'm pretty sure they're gonna like give you different kinds of weapons too, right? Or is it just the grappling hook?
I mean, there's the grappling hook. I think the Wispins, some of the Wispins themselves, like give you specific weapons. Like in the trailer, we saw one of the characters using like this fire attack, which I'm guessing comes from the Wispins. But going back to the story, they did actually mention that this character will be featured in all the cutscenes. Which, by the way, you have to make everything wrong with. Sonic
Obviously,
gotta happen. It's gonna be awesome, but. Yeah, these characters are going to be featured in the cutscenes, and they will help Sonic defeat Eggman at the end. So, they are going to be kind of a part of the story. I don't know if they're going to be talking at all. I mean, maybe. They could be silent like classic Sonic. It's hard to tell, but definitely interesting. I was not expecting something like this, that is for sure.
Nobody was. Honestly, like, to me, as soon as I saw it, I was really... It was, I think, the most, like... I was so torn about it, because it's like... I know that this is a really cool idea, and I mean, like, you know, Sonic fans nowadays, like, they shit on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and a lot of people accuse me of that, too, because, like, the only thing I said was that I hate that they're relying on nostalgia again, because they're bringing classic Sonic back when it's, like, I don't see the point. Like, if you wanted to have the classic style, just, you know, incorporate that with modern Sonic. There's no reason you can't do it, but, I mean, whatever, they're bringing him back. What annoys me, again, is that they're bringing Green Hill Zone back, and it's like... Okay, you're doing it again. You know, like you're really abusing the fact that we like nostalgia and self-referential stuff. But like this customizable character for me is like, okay, you know what? Admittedly, that's pretty cool. Like I didn't know what to think about it at first, and I even thought like their own game with this concept. You know, like like a Sonic style game, but like you make your own character from the start. Because my only fear with this is that there won't be enough things to customize. God knows I love customization in video games. I love doing it, which is one of the reasons, like, I don't play wrestling games very often, but when I do, I get lost in character creation because there's just so much to do there. And you can make, like, your characters look like anything you want, and I feel like they could really take advantage of that with the customization feature. I'm just scared that, you know, there won't be as many things as one would hope there would be.
Well, Sonic has told us that apparently there's going to be hundreds of different accessories to choose from, and we'll be able to change our upper headgear, middle headgear, lower headgear, gloves, footwear, bodysuit, skin color. So, it seems like there really could be a lot of customization involved with this, and that's not even including you can do all these things with all 7 of the different animals that we can play as. So, I don't know if the accessories are going to change the gameplay. That's probably just going to be aesthetics changes, and that's basically it. But from what we saw, there was a very few snippets in the trailer of what kind of accessories there were. You know, we saw like glasses, we saw the little, we saw a lot of different types of gloves.
The Dragon Ball Z Scouter.
yeah, the Dragon Ball Z Scouter. That's right. I couldn't think of the name of it. That's pretty hilarious. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I mean, it's like the Sonic team is so aware of how much Sonic is a meme that they've just decided, screw it, let's just turn Sonic Forces into what our meme audience wants. And what is the meme audience into? OC characters. This is what we have. It's kind of insane. On one side of things, they're listening to their audience, and the other side, they're not at all. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what that is. It's really funny that you mentioned that because, like, I think around the same time that the trailer went up on Twitter, Mike Pollock, the voice of Dr. Eggman, actually posted, like, a Dorkly list of, like, nine times that Sonic Boom made references to, like, how much of a meme Sonic was.
Oh my god.
And oh my god, reading through it was just like, I need to watch this show. It's so self-referential. And, like, the Sonic Twitter itself is super self-referential. Like, they know. And, part of that makes me feel like, yeah, okay, they're cool again. Like, they realize how stupid they are, and, like, they take advantage of it. And
yeah, they're embracing how memey they have become.
Yes, that's great, I think.
It'll be great if the game is fun. Like, if the customization really is pretty in-depth, if actually playing the characters, all three of the characters are all really fun and the game is solid, then this is fantastic, honestly. But if the game sucks, then, well, I don't know what Sonic could really do from here.
That's gonna be another, like, I guess, stab in the back. But I highly doubt it because it's from the same people. It's using the same engine that Colors used, that Generations used, and I don't know. Personally, I really like those two games for what they did, especially Generations.
Oh, yeah. Colors and Generations are obviously some of the best Sonic games to come out in recent memory, probably. Yeah. And, even if people aren't interested in Sonic Forces because of this new feature, then there is Sonic Mania coming out, which I'm honestly more excited for that game, just because I adore classic Sonic, and I cannot wait for Sonic Mania. I've played a little bit of it at this event thing in January, and it's just so wonderful.
Does it play like the classics?
Oh yeah, it plays exactly like the classics.
Oh, I'm glad.
I unfortunately couldn't try out Tails or Knuckles. It was just Sonic, but that game felt good.
Yeah, I mean those games. Sonic Mania is being developed by the dude that did the remakes for the iOS, which apparently are, like, really, really, really faithful iOS remakes. So, I mean, for me, it was always a matter of, like, oh, of course Sonic Mania is gonna do well. But is Forces gonna do well? I think at this point is the bigger question. Again, I think so, just because they're using the boost formula again. Not only that, but they're bringing back classic Sonic, and they're doing something that I've always said Sega never does when it comes to Sonic. You know how, like, with Nintendo and Mario, like, they always, call it what you will, but they rehash ideas, but they always, do something a little bit new with it, If whether or not it's a gimmick that works, that's up to anyone's prerogative, but they always take what works, add it a little bit more. If it didn't work, they get rid of it the next game, but they add a little bit more to it, in terms of a power-up, in terms of a mechanic. With Sonic, they never really did that, because it was always, okay, for example, Generations. Oh, okay, this worked. The boost formula and the 2D side-scroller, the classic gameplay. Okay, it works. What's the next game? Parkour. Why? You already you had something that worked. My only question with the customization is, can I recreate Sonic so that I can have 3 different Sonics?
You can make a Hedgehog. You can make it blue. So I bet you could. Dude, I'm gonna recreate Bubsy because they didn't put in Bubsy. I'm making Bubsy, and it's gonna be hype.
I'm upset about it. I want my Bubsy. Oh my gosh, I honestly can't wait to, like, I feel like that. Just that alone, because it really makes me curious as to, okay, how is, for example, the story going to work? Because apparently story is going to be something really important again this time around, because with the more recent titles, ever since the voice cast changed, the new writers, all that, the story isn't as gritty or as cheesy as it was, like, it's something completely different. And, like, as stupid as stories like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 were, people like them because they were dark, and there have been rumors that they're going back to those dark roots. I guess we'll see, but that would entail that there would need to be more of a story, more voice acting, obviously. So like you said, like, what's this character called? How are they going to refer to this character in cutscene? What's going on? Like,
That's an interesting point, because we're probably going to be able to name our characters. So I guess they'll never be referred to by name, which, I mean, that can work, but that'll still be a little weird.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, we have one character that we know doesn't talk.
Yeah,
classic
exactly.
Sonic.
Yeah, so it's just modern Sonic talking this whole time, or yeah.
I mean, and it's funny because, like, there have also been rumors that, another, like, old characters are going to come back, so you'll be able to see Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, blah, 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 whatever. We haven't seen them yet, though.
I know. I don't think we're going to see them, honestly.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it, too, because it's like, join the Resistance. We barely know anything about it, to be honest. Like, okay, this is a world where Eggman's taken over. That's a pretty cool concept, whatever, but where does every other character fall into this? Because we know this follows generation logic, so we know that the characters have to be there, but where are they?
I guess just time will tell.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to say to just kind of wrap things up?
I do look forward to it. Holiday 2017, it's going to coincide with the release of Super Mario Odyssey, which is going to suck for a lot of people's wallets.
It's not even just the wallets. I know both of our times are going to be extreme. It is going to be a busy time for the both of us.
Oh yeah,
as
far as videos go.
Yeah, for video, it's going to be absolutely insane this holiday, because we're going to have to cover Sonic Forces, Mario Odyssey, and anything else that hasn't been announced yet during the holidays. It's going to be insane.
Oh, dude, there are rumors of the new Kingdom Hearts game coming out like early 2018, so you can imagine.
Oh, God.
I'm going to be busy as fuck.
Rip sleep for you. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I know. But I'm super curious as to how they're going to handle things. Like, you know me, like, NB and I are very different when it comes to what we like about games. He looks more forward to the gameplay, and while I love gameplay, I look more forward to the story. I want to see how they implement this new character, although it might just be, like, mods on Steam or something like that. I'd imagine that's how they're going to handle it. I want to know... What I'm looking forward to the most is just how customizable this new character is. Like, to me, that's what I'm the most curious about, in terms of not only design, even though that's kind of what I'm most interested in, but in terms of movesets. But all in all, this is actually a decision that I like more than I dislike, honestly, just because of how absurd and how fun it is. Because it's combining two things that I like, which is customization and making fun of Sonic.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically Sonic making fun of themselves, the game. That's kind of what it is. That's my final thoughts. That's what this is, and it's great.
And I love the blue bastard, but oh my god, you can't deny that making fun of him is also very fun. And I'm glad that they're taking that angle with it.
Absolutely. Alright guys, make sure to go subscribe to Charriii5. He recently put out this really cool video about Sonic Heroes. It was at Everything Wrong with Sonic Heroes. He talks about all the cutscenes. It's really awesome. You should definitely check it out.
It's way longer than you'd expect it to be.
Yeah, it's 27 minutes, so grab some popcorn. Make sure to click the end card. It's probably on the screen right now. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about Sonic Forces. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Take care, man.